Okay, welcome to Motocross Weekly. This is episode 2 for the 2017 season, and here I have two fellas that race with the Metropolitan Sports Committee. We have Griffyn Alfalla and Mike Gurda the third. Oh, the fifth. There's like 5 of you guys, right?
Yeah.
You're the fifth one?
Yeah.
Okay. So these guys are some 50cc riders that race in the series, and I would say pretty much the front runners in the class. There's some kids that run up there up front with you guys, but you guys have won some races, or I've seen you out there up front. So let's start with some questions for you guys. Start with you, Griffyn. You look a little nervous, but are you usually this nervous on the line? When you're on the line, what do you do to make yourself not be nervous? You just used to it? You're used to it? Okay. How about you? When you get on the line, are you nervous? You scared? Okay. When the gate drops, what happens?
I go.
You go? Okay. Griffyn, how many races have you won so far? Do you keep count?
No.
You won so many, you forgot? Where'd you come in this year in the championship? What place did you get? You got third? Third place? Okay. How about you, Mikey?
6.
You got sixth? All right. What classes do you guys run? What are you running, Mike?
7 to 8 and open.
7 to 8 and open? How about you, Griff? 7 to 8 and open? All right, cool. You guys ride the same kind of motorcycles, or you guys ride different bikes? Different bikes? Griffyn, what do you ride?
Cobra.
You ride a Cobra? Are you sponsored by anybody? Who are you sponsored by?
Vicky,
And Andy Morano. Yep. Okay, that's good. That's three sponsors I don't have. Oh, Mom and Dad, they're the number one sponsor. How about you, Mike?
Halmar and Mom and Dad.
Halmar and Mom and Dad. What kind of bike do you ride?
KTM 50cc.
KTM's? All right, cool. So what's your plans for this year? What are you guys riding this year? You riding 50 still, or are you moving up?
50.
50 riders? Is this your last year in the class, or you guys have another year or two?
I have another year.
You have another year? You have 1 year?
This is my last year.
This is your last year? So you got to make this a really good one?
Yeah.
Are you going to try to win the championship? Tell Dad you got to go to all the races.
Yeah.
Put Dad on the spot. See, this is your chance. This is your chance. All right. How about you, Griff? You going after a championship? Yeah. Okay. Good. You want to thank anybody, Griff, for being out there in the racetrack?
My mom and dad, my sponsors.
Your sponsors. Good deal. How about you? Want to thank everybody?
Sponsors and mom and dad.
Sponsors and Mom and Dad. All right. Awesome. All right, well, here we go. Now you're at the MSE Awards Banquet. Are you guys obviously getting some big trophies tonight, huh?
Sorry.
All right. Well, good luck tonight with your trophies. Hopefully you win some cool prizes. We have motorcycles that we're giving away, so maybe you win one of those and it'll be a great night. But good having you. Thanks for being on Motocross Weekly. Thanks, guys. All right, Motocross Weekly, episode 2, here with Kyle Dillin, a expert rider out of the Metropolitan Sports Committee, and he also races some nationals, arena cross races, and some supercross races. So I guess we'll start out with congratulations on your championship this year. I mean, you're here at the banquet, you're going to get some pretty cool stuff, but let's take it all the way back to where it started from.
It started when I was 4 years old. Dad got me into racing, typical. Just grew on me and I can't stop now.
Nice. What did you start, like, how old were you when you first got on a bike?
First PW, 4 years old.
Yeah.
And then started racing more and more, riding, practicing. It grows on you.
How old are you now?
21. Just turned 21.
Okay, so you've been in this game for quite a while. As you started when you're younger and you started racing through the ranks, when did you know that you were going to do this as a professional rider? At what point did you figure that out?
I kind of figured it out once I was about 16, 17. I figured I'd stop racing amateur, start racing expert, race faster guys, and make a little bit of money, which is MSC. They have the best paying district around, so you can make some good money, and just from there on out.
Good. So at that point, as an amateur rider, what was your best result as an amateur rider before you became pro? Did you try any Lorettas, or was it strictly MSC, and what did that get you?
Amateur, it was strictly MSC. We didn't travel at all. We didn't do Lorettas. We didn't do any big nationals or anything. When I turned 17, we did all the pro-ams and got our pro license, and then kept racing MSC in the summer, and then arena cross in the winter.
Nice. And then you took the step. Once you took that step, how hard was it to get in your first show?
Oh, it's a big step for sure. Working full time and just racing on the weekends, weekend warrior. It's tough not training and being able to ride every day, and it was for me. It was a big accomplishment to make a nice show in arena cross or supercross, whatever it is. It's always a good feeling.
Right. Once you got in there and you're on the line and you're sitting next to some of these riders that you watched on TV, what's that feeling like?
It was always a dream. You're on track walk, and you're next to guys like Chad Reed and Ryan Dungey, and you're like, wow, but you don't want to act like that,
right?
Because you're technically racing with them, but it's a cool feeling, to race with guys you looked up to, forever.
Right. I mean, so for me, I'm only an amateur guy, and obviously I've retired from racing, but is it you get a good start and you're like, wow, I'm ahead of these guys, like.
Yeah.
What do I do now? And you kind of, do you forget about all the fundamentals that you knew, or do you just put your head down and you just say, I'm going to do this?
Yeah, the first one was like that. You're always nervous and hesitant on the line and everything. And as you do more and more and you get more, you're like, wow, these guys are just normal guys, like like me and you. And,
right.
They're not nothing special. They're just fast on a dirt bike.
All right, so when you're out there racing these guys, and you're on a privateer bike, and they're on a factory, whatever, can you tell the difference on the track? What advantages they have over you?
Yeah, I mean, they're riding all week, so when they go out, they're hammering the first few laps, and we're a little shaky, getting used to the bike after a week of not riding, and the power for sure. They have thousands of dollars invested into their motors, and there's some races I don't even have a pipe on my bike.
Right.
It's just a stock pipe, so it's a big difference.
So now that the sport's actually grown so much, so you go back to days like where Weiner was racing, and you had a handful of factory guys, and they weren't really making a whole hell of a lot of money. Through the 80s, it was kind of like the same thing as it was growing, and then the 90s came when grass showed up, and it was like an advertising boom for the sport. And a lot of guys made a lot of money back then. And then we had the downturn in the economy. It seemed like a great excuse for some of these big corporations to back away and bail out on Supercross. So how does that affect you as a privateer now? I mean, you have some sponsors here on your shirt, Faith Culture, but do you have the funding to really make it a good effort, or is that something that you're striving to go after and define?
Every year we're still striving for better, and luckily for me, I met some guys from Faith Culture, and they're helping me out tremendously. They're a privateer motocross company, so they get what we're doing. They're trying to help whatever way they can, and it's tough racing privateer. It was good and bad the way the sport is growing and changing. There was the money for sure, and then some sponsors are backing out, but it's becoming a real sport now, to where if you're not living and riding and training every day,
right.
you're not going to be able to make it.
Right. The peak, it seems like the amateurs from today are faster than the professionals from like the 70s.
Yeah.
So the sport's progressed to that point where even the kids that aren't going to ever become pro are so fast. It's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, so fast forward to today, and let's talk a little bit about injuries. Have you had any big get-offs racing at any time in your career?
Yeah. I've had a couple broken wrists. I broke my ankle one year. My most recent one was a torn ACL. That was a tough one to get over. 6 months, physical therapy. That still bothers me when I race. I got a special brace built for it.
Right.
That's tough to overcome. After an injury and not riding for so long at this level.
Right. Does that translate into a different riding style when you get these injuries? Do you change some of the things you do to avoid those issues, or is it just one of those racing deals and you just can't help what happens?
Yeah, I mean, once you're on the track, you really forget everything, but it's always in the back of your mind what could happen.
Sure.
And I'm only 21, but as I'm getting older, I'm starting to get more conservative.
Right.
With work and stuff, don't want to get hurt.
Right. All right. Well, let's look at you have Faith Culture as your sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about Faith Culture. I've seen them out there. I've watched at the arena cross races. They sponsor a handful of young guys, and it seems like they're really trying to get their name out there, get some good traction. Tell me about Faith Culture.
So basically, last year when I was in Las Vegas, and I was out there for the Supercross, and it was a mud fest. It rained out, and I was by myself. I was in my van, and they came over. They were the only people that talked to me out of the 50,000 people were there. And they came over to me and talked to me, and they ended up giving me some money right there because they felt so bad.
Really?
And I got linked up with them, and I found out they had a privateer clothing company. So they make privateer shirts all based on privateers. So
really,
it's like the perfect match. We're trying to do what we can, and they help me big time.
Awesome. That's awesome. Are there any other sponsors that are tied to you as well?
Well, we got Faith Culture, Mika Metals, DT1 Filters. They stepped up this year and helped me. My mom and dad have always helped me, my grandfather. Mavericks Motorsports, they help me quite a bit. Sean from Mavericks helps me. And just everyone else that I'm forgetting.
Awesome. What's your plans for 2017 now?
Actually, next week we're going to Minneapolis. We're going to try and do every round of Supercross this year. And
Lights class?
Lights class 250. And hopefully try and make every night show and get closer and closer to a main event.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. Now, once you're out of Supercross, are you going to race local races at all, or are you going to stick to the Nationals this year?
No, I'll be at MSC. I'll be at all the MSC races, and I might do a couple Canadian Nationals.
Oh, that's cool.
So
yeah.
Might go across the border.
That's good. There's a lot of opportunity up in Canada. I've watched it this year on TV. I saw a lot of names that I recognize that are up there.
Yeah.
So, and they go good up there. So.
Yeah, this year's is getting bigger.
Yeah. Well, for us this year, we're going to have a race at Southwick, and hopefully that'll be before the National, so you get some track time over there at Southwick.
Mm-hmm.
And but we're always good to have you at our races, and congratulations certainly on your championship this year.
Yeah, thank you.
And good luck with Supercross, and stay healthy, and keep your wheels on the ground, your feet on the pegs. All right, that's
Thanks.
Kyle Dillin, rider number 675, Metropolitan Sports Committee professional racer.
It's late, but during the summer, just make it more.
All right, I need all the 50 parents for the 50cc riders to take their dirt bikes and bring them down to the line. Pick your gate, don't care where it is. I'm going to need all the riders to go in the Joker lane when we're ready, including the 50 riders, but you guys are going to start the race by carrying the 50 riders to their bikes. Come down the exit chute, They park their bike on the fence line and they run all the way down the safe side of the starting area, and they tag the back fender of the 65 rider who is on the line ready to go. The mini riders are going to be on the line. The women riders will be behind them on their dirt bikes. The gate will drop and the mini riders are going to run all the way around the pond. Tag the back fenders of the women and the women will take off. The women are going to go down the exit lane and they're going to park their bikes on the fence line and they're going to run all the way down and they're going to tag the back fender of the mini riders and they're going to do their 3 laps. When you guys get down there, you're going to be waiting to play poker, like in Vegas. We're going to give you playing cards. So if you have a jack, queen, king, or an ace, you can start your motorcycle and face forward. If you get a number card, you can start your bike forward, but it's got to be off. And if you have a joker card, you have to start backwards and your bike's got to be off. The last race, this is the expert race. The expert riders are going to be cheering all their guys on the whole time. They're going to be the last race, so they're going to be down here. You've got to make sure all your riders are there, especially those novice and amateur guys, because they're pretty big and strong, because they're going to carry you to your bikes. And they're going to drag you guys down to the left side of the safe zone to the starting area. And when you get down there, you can leave. The gate will be dropped. When the gates drop, when you're down here, they can take off running with you guys. All the team members should be doing that because we have guys like Paul Cornell who like hamburgers. Cheater Award. Congratulations. And your winner is B. DeFreeze and Sons Concrete.